So before the show opened, we had a great conversation with Vivek from Logitech talking about their digital cocoon. And it's a complex topic, but it's important and interesting. Let me let him explain it to you and we'll have a conversation. I'll give you my thoughts when it's over. So we're still here on the setup day for InfoComm 2026, and I'm with Vivek Sikar. Vivek from Logitech.
I'm Vivek from Logitech.
How long have you been with Logitech?
Been here for a little more than 6.5 years now.
So you know your way around a little bit.
Yes, I do.
And we're going to talk about something that's interesting that's now available in beta for the Rally Board 65, which is the cocoon mode.
The digital cocoon,
So before we get into the digital cocoon, let's talk about the Rally Board 65 for a second. 65-inch touchscreen, can flip over, camera can be on the top or the bottom. It does native Google Meet.
Native Google Meet, Zoom, and Teams.
And Teams.
Yes.
Okay, that's terrific.
Yeah.
And it's for meeting experience.
Yep. And
camera,
whiteboard.
Microphone, and a fully interactive whiteboard.
Yes. As customers start deploying this in the open office spaces.
That's the difference.
Right?
It's not a room anymore. Now
not
it's
in a room.
In a cafeteria, or one of four in a cafeteria, or in a big meeting space.
Yep. Or if they're having like an all hands or even a small focused meeting where a lot of customers end up having open office spaces for collaboration. And this device with the cart is designed for that kind of setup where if you had a hub and you wanted to continue that collaboration. With the digital cocoon experience in that open office space, we are able to create, both using the video technology and the microphone audio technology, a cocoon for customers or our end users to be able to experience an isolated meeting experience, right? Isolated from all the noise. Like we are in the InfoComm show floor and there's a whole bunch of things. Actually, you know what? Let me
let's take a look
start
at
test, right? So I haven't set up any of the camera zones. This is
so
our
I can
booth.
Clearly see the Mercer booth back there. There's Logitech. There's your new cameras. Those are awesome cameras, by the way.
And then you can also see, I know the frame is focusing on us, but if we walk back, you can see all the packages that have yet to be cleared in the show floor, and there's no blurring.
Right.
There's no
just like the experience you get with anything else.
Exactly. So now, with the first aspect of digital cocoon is, there's camera zone. This allows our AI technology that runs on the device to be able to frame only people that we want to be in the frame. So with camera zone, right, let's say we see Layla over there. So, let's include her in our shot. So I'll increase the depth and we'll go, what was the distance there? Yeah. So now Layla is in our screen, right? Everyone behind Layla are out of the zone. Like me, you, and Layla, we're all in the zone. So we'll turn it on, right? And now the device knows exactly whom to focus on. So others are treated as, not necessary for this meeting call. With depth blur, now I turn that on. We'll go back to our camera test. What you are going to see is the fact that we subtly start blurring out the background. So it gets harder to understand the logo way behind our booth. As we walk back, right, you can see the flowers are outside of the zone that we just defined, right? The passport is actually within the zone, just like Layla. Everything is in focus, right? So now we are not just doing people and depth blurring on the sides. We are actually taking care of depth. Your camera is in the zone, and it's able to focus on what is relevant and also blur out what is not relevant. So this is the video side of the technology. The next thing, and I will get out of the camera mode for this, this works in conjunction with our microphones. So if you go into mic zone, so this is a feature that's also available in public beta so everyone can test it. It is taking the same dimensions we set for the camera zone. So I am in the zone and we'll wait for the camera to come back on. You're also in the zone. What I will do is I'll actually gradually walk away, and I'm sure audiences are able to hear me because I have the lapel mic. And as I get out of the zone and I continue to talk, you will see that my audio over there is starting to get slowly dropped out.
So it's being attenuated. It's not being
It'll attenuate it.
But it's being brought down.
Exactly.
So it's not really part of the focus.
Yes. So if you're in the remote side of it, and I'm now back in the green box, the people who are on the remote end, they get a less distracted meeting experience. So that's where the digital cocoon comes in, where now you have this setup where you're able to get both audio and video working together.
So if I have the Rally Board 65, how do I get a hold of the beta?
So
firmware?
all you have to do is go into the Sync beta channel. So on Sync, we have a public beta channel. You associate the device to that channel and you get an update immediately, and you're off to the races from that.
And this is something that we really want to make available to users as there are larger open meeting spaces coming in. And what we talked about earlier was that you don't want to release it finally GA until it's had a lot of use out in the field.
Exactly.
And in real world circumstances.
One of those things with any new feature is we'd like to always get feedback from our users and understand how they're planning to deploy these solutions. We are here in the InfoComm show floor, and we know we have chainsaws and a whole bunch of things going off. It's not a chainsaw there, but so we do want to understand how it's deployed. So then we can work on improving our algorithms. So when we say it is generally available, it is actually truly fully available for any kind of environment.
And let me just clarify again, the audio you're hearing from us is coming from these, our Saramonic microphones, not the board. So you're not getting the same feature. That's something you actually have to experience. You're able to see the video, but you'll have to get the audio in an in-person demo, which I assume people can do if they reach out to Logitech?
Yeah, you come into our floor here at InfoComm, and in our booth we have this live demo going on, so you can come check it out. If not, we have a YouTube tutorial that actually explains a lot of these feature sets and how it functions.
Terrific. Thank you very much for the demonstration.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate it. Digital Cocoon.
Digital Cocoon.
Something that's going to be coming to the Rally Board 65.
With mic zone and camera zone.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, thank you.
So as these boards are being installed in open spaces and open areas, you've often got 2, 3, 4 of them, or you've got no walls and no boundaries. And what they're doing with subtle digital blur, it's actually very interesting. It's not like the background blur that we're using on our Zoom calls or Teams calls, but just the idea of keeping the focus, both from an audio perspective and a video perspective, on the people that are actually in the call, and creating this cocoon, this bubble around which they're able to use these systems in open offices. I think it's very innovative, and I think it's one more innovative thing from Logitech that is doing a whole bunch of innovative things. So take a look at that product when you get a chance.